Hi, this is Charlotte on Tuesday, April 24th, 2023, about 1:30, and I'm videotaping this in answer to 3 beginning beekeepers wanting to know when and how to add space and frames to their colonies. Okay, this was a colony that I put in from a nuke. I got the nuke on April 10th. So this is going to show you a couple things, how quickly the colonies will grow, especially when the nectar flow is going. And this is a deep brood box, and then it has a medium super on top. So this is the brood box right here, right? This is where the queen is going to be laying. And this is the top box, second box. And I don't know that I can videotape this and pick this box up with my hands, so you just have to take my word for it. That there are bees across all 8. These are 8 frames, so I have 8 frames down there, just like I have up here. And take a look at this. A lot of you, when you added frames, and will see bees in the center. But as the bees expand sideways, you don't want to add additional frames until the bees are working on this outside frame. And you can tell the bees are on all the frames right now, so the time is right to add a super. And this is the order in which the frames go and the way the bees use them. These 2 outside frames are their larder. This is where they keep their capped honey. They store it for winter use, and they also may use it in August when it's really, really hot and then there's nothing in nature. They may deplete their stored honey, but they tend to store it here, which means a full frame of honey. Okay, the second frame in tends to be bee bread. That's a mixture of pollen, honey, water, and enzymes that feed the nurse bees, and the nurse bees are the ones that then feed the babies. And you'll find honey and bee bread on some of these other frames as well. But this is where you will find a full frame of bee bread. That's where the bees tend to put their just bee bread. These other frames, 2, 3, 4, are the frames of brood. Those are the ones where you want to make sure the queen has room to lay. Now let's say, as you go in here, you find that they've stored nectar and bee bread, pollen, in these frames as well, which means the queen doesn't have room to lay. As you add another super to this, you will take the frame of honey on the outside and this frame of honey, and you're going to move that up to the next super, and then you will put your new frame, you'll move the bee bread over, and you'll put your new frame, so the queen has room to lay, in here, right on the inside of where the bee bread is. Now, if you go through here and you find that they have filled frames full of nectar and pollen and no brood, you can move that frame to the outside and put a new frame in where that is. But it's a matter of judgment. You have to see what they've done first and then add the room. What you don't want to do in general is break up the brood. The brood is the nurse bees and the queen are all working together, assuming there's room. So start first by looking at what's on these outside frames. Move this frame and this frame, these are frames of honey, up to the next super. Move the bee bread frame over, and then add your new frame where the bee bread frame was. And before you add the second one, if you haven't gone through the brood frames, then go through the brood frames to determine what's in the brood nest. And then you put once you've done that, you put in this case, a third box up here. And maybe you have a honey frame here and a honey frame here. You fill the box then in with frames across the middle. And then gently close it up and mark your calendar to check them in another 7 to 10 days. Any questions, let us know.